Say about that game? Kozo says, dude, based off the mid game where I started watching, you should have smoked them. Hmm. So you said my ships were in a they weren't optimally placed, but the pirate ship was over here, and then I just played the road building so when it gets stolen and built the ships here so I can put everything in the line earlier. But so you started watching mid game, so I already had two cities on the eight sheep. So what from that point, what would you have done? Would you have cut the ships inland? Because if I could have just kept moving them, one, two, three, four, five ships here would have put me at one, two, three, four, five to the treasure chest. Yeah. Who's honking? So that and then I could have the city on this 410 spot instead later on. So yes, that would have been a possibility, and I would have touched the treasure chest and this island. Kozo, go ahead. You have the platform. Elaborate. Elaborate in the chat. I know you are a better Catan player, so please, I will hear your input, and I will read it out to the stream here. So let's let him type it out. And it's 11:20. I have to start the Killer Bean movie at 12:20, so about an hour, So I might be able to hit a 1v1 here. And what else would I like to do? I mean, this is kind of like a smorgasbord stream, like a potpourri. Hit a little bit of everything here. Dude, man's in the truck is got that loud exhaust. Is always roaring through the neighborhood. But it does sound good. It does sound good. Barbarians were about to invade. I had four active knights. Green had just two. There might have been a play to try to get Green to burn a city. But with Aqueduct and good wheat production, like they're activating knights like nobody's business. Purple had four active knights tied with me, so I could have gone for the defender. That would have put me to 13 because I ended with 12. Oh. Yeah, that put me at 13. And then Merchant and settle on the island for 16. That would have been the win. Yeah, you know what? Because I would have been a lot closer if I cut the ships on the inside of 410 instead of on the outside. Because I would have hit this treasure chest and then been able to build on this hex potentially. If it was a water hex, that would have really. But none of them are. I thought. I think Green discovered a water hex over here, or maybe I have that wrong. Are they all guaranteed land hexes in Treasure Islands? Okay, so because it says first of all in CK Treasure Islands, the ideal game plan is one metro, four settlements on islands. Okay, so you talking about the special islands? Four plus two times four, so four plus eight, plus the one starting settlement, puts you to 13 VPs because you're getting the four victory points for the city, your starting city in the metropolis. That's four islands, four new islands, plus two victory points for the new settlement on each of those four, and then your starting settlement. That's 13. Then road, longest road puts you to 15. Then merchant is 16. Nobody was contesting the east. You had a ton of ship materials. Okay, so you know what? I now know the ideal game plan for CK Treasure Islands. I never thought about it this way. You put it in a very streamlined way. I've always known build out to the extra islands, get the special VPs, but when you put it like that, that is that's just a streamlined way to generally win. So would you say Green effectively did that? I mean, they had two cities, but Green basically got out to the gold ore at the bottom left, and then went over to the wheat brick wood, but they could have quickly gone into the desert instead of double settling on the wheat brick wood at the bottom. But green, they also got road and they had the merchant. So green almost did your streamlined game plan, the Treasure Island's game plan. Okay, so you're saying green discovered two water hexes. Okay, so I thought they had. So that is also true. They discovered two water hexes. There are ways to bypass the ideal game plan. Okay, Koza, can you lay it out for us? What are the ideal ways to bypass? Because that ideal game plan sounds. It's like if people they would have to contest your ship, building area. But if not, how else are they going to bypass? Or to bypass it, what do you do if you're like on the opposite side of the board and that person's just doing the ideal game plan on? If you're on the west, and let's say I was on the east and I did the ideal game plan, and but you start on the west, what do you do to bypass the ideal game plan? Yes, so I only committed to the one island, but I should have gone on the inside of the fort tank because it would have allowed me to get to the next island. So I agree with you there. Green didn't value settling on the desert, so I'd say he wasn't that great at following the plan. Yeah, because the desert was so close by for him. And different game plans can be to go to either 3 or 2 islands. So, if you just go to 2 islands, are you still trying to like wrap around the entire island with ships to connect, like for a longer road play? Like get your ships in a continuous line around one island and then wrap it around another island, kind of like almost like a heart shape, for lack of a better word, or like a oval with a stem. Are you trying to? Is that like a? Is the intention also get longer road if you just go for 2 islands? That would mean you must fight for more metros or get cities and Defender of Catan points. So yeah, we kept tying for Defender Catan in this game. But if you're only going to go to 3 or 2 islands, you might want to grab a second metro, second or third city, Defender Catan points. And you would almost never loop around an island. Going one island almost never works, and Treasure Island is too slow. This is true. And I took the slower routes to get to the second island. When in hindsight, I could have just gone the faster route, got to the second island, and actually made it there this game before it ended. Almost always trying to have the quickest connection between islands. Gotcha. Yeah. So you don't really like Purple's setup, like they just built on the main island way too much. Would you say? Like, is there ever a benefit to doing that? Like, I mean, obviously if they get cut off from getting out to any of the treasure islands, but if you're just gonna build so heavily on the main island, you better be getting like 3 metros, right? Is that pretty much the thing? Soda Creamer, follow me 10 minutes ago. Thank you, Soda Creamer. Soda Creamer, I recognize that username, but well, we'll circle back to that later. But you say Purple neutered themselves. So, yeah, I feel like they would have had to get all 3 metros to even be, to have a chance, like a serious chance of winning. Like 4 cities, 3 metros. What is that? So 4 cities is 8. 3 metros plus 6, 14. Merchant and settle. But it takes a while to get there, compared to the speed of building on the extra islands. And then red just got. They pretty much only had access to the top left island, so they were kind of doomed from the start. So you almost want to build on the middle section of the main island so you can at least get out to 2 islands, like guaranteed, pretty much. If you get boxed into 1 island or less, you must get 2 or 3 metros or become a robbed god with 6 robs per turn. Okay, so you're saying just like put out 6 knights on the board and just constantly be bouncing every turn. So you're going to need some good wheat production there. As well as consistently getting Defender Catan points. So become a Rob God. I like that phrase. And so if you get boxed into 1 island or less, you're probably going to want to have minimum 3 cities. That's 6 points. You might want to grab 3 defender points. That puts you at 9. And then you're going to want to get, let's say you get 2 metros. That puts you at 13. Merchant 14. You're probably not going to get road. So then you're going to have to settle again for 15 and then city that up for 16. Okay, that all sounds good. You gotta bounce like crazy to have the opponent slow down. Okay, Kozo, do you have anything else to say on this topic? If you do, I will wait for you to say it. If not, I'm gonna close out Catan Universe, and then I'm gonna check the chat on the Killer Bean game trailer premiere. They're chatting live right now about it. So I'm gonna shift over to that in just a minute here. In someone's home. Also, I'm kind of craving a breakfast burrito, but I didn't buy any. I only have the. Did I leave? Yeah, I did. Did I? I think I left the tortillas at the other place. So yeah, I need tortillas, eggs, chicken, cheese, and then some kind of jalapeno salsa a la Chick-fil-A. You be careful of bait treasure like what you took. Some treasure takes too long to reach and can be wasteful of time and resources. Also value the aqueduct more. Okay, so I went out in the... Okay, so the bait treasure, if the treasure's like on the corner of the board, don't go way out there, because it'll slow me down from building out to the next island, which is more valuable, which I should be attacking more. So these are all good points from Kozokoza, and as always, people, when I'm aware of another streamer in the chat, please go give them a follow. Give Kozokoza a follow because he streams Catan, and he streams anything else. And he told us about the Treasure Islands. What am I going to call it? The Treasure Islands ideal game plan, which is 1 metro, 4 settlements on the Treasure Islands, longest road to merchant. When you say it like that, it just sounds so streamlined, so straightforward, so direct. And then, of course, trying to make it happen is a different thing, but it's not a lot of bullet points. It's 1 metro, 4 settlements on Treasure Islands, longest road merchant. It's only 4 things. It's easy to just keep in your head and go for it. And if nobody's contesting your ship building in a certain part of the board, it's even more streamlined. Okay. Sometimes the extremely far treasure works out, but I see that happen less, or at least used to. Haven't managed to find a game in forever. Oh, okay, I gotcha, yeah. I got pretty lucky today. I was searching. This is on my 4th search. I got into a Treasure Island Smash, and I was searching any and all expansions for Cities and Knights on the CU. Okay. Usually you won't manage to get out to 4 islands, but you can substitute with cities, metros. Yeah, I think the most I ever get out to is 3 islands. But yeah, with 4 players and all the contesting that can be had with building ships, it can be hard to get out to 4. I see that. Mostly 2. Like I should have got to 2 this game. I could have. But yeah, getting to 3 islands is great. Getting to 4 islands is outstanding on Treasure Islands. Okay, Catanians. Kozo, thank you for all those chats. We have more knowledge acquired. So thank you once again. I'm going to close Catan Universe. And let's get back. Okay, here's my video of... Oh, we're making metal Catan pieces. That's my video on that. But let me go to the Killer Bean YouTube channel. And, okay, here's the premiere. It's for the official game trailers. The game is going to be released on Steam. You can wishlist it on Steam. Okay, what are people saying in the chat? You bet I will try making a multiplayer mod. Okay, so it's going to be a single player campaign. Every time you start a new single player campaign, everything changes. It's an open world roguelike shooter. The locations change, the missions change, the characters change, the bosses change, and most of all, the story changes. Okay, I like that. A new game every time you campaign. Characters who you trusted before may turn against you. Enemies who try to kill you may end up healing you. Simple missions can turn to deadly traps. No two campaigns are the same. Gotcha. Koza is now going to study PDEs and wishes me well. Koza, go in good health. Thank you for stopping by. And good studying on your PDEs. I'm not sure what PDEs are. I'm trying. PDEs. Ooh. Partial differential equations? Because I know you have that high level brain. That's my best guess. You're going to study partial differential equations. Okay, so if we can get a multiplayer mod in an open world Killer Bean shooter game, that's we're looking pretty fun here. Killer Bean should have a style meter. I'm sure the Red Killer Bean in multiplayer would be the server's owner, and he could do stuff like spawn beans and guns, props, and stuff.